after divorce? This is such a common question, and for a lot of people it comes as really quite a shock when they realise that their friendship group is changing, and possibly significantly changing, when they thought they had really good friends and it changes, it dissolves. And when this happens on top of all the trauma and the pain of a divorce, it can be quite devastating. Why does this happen? It is really common. Why does it happen? Well, when you've been a couple, if you've done couple things together, then people can feel uncomfortable with having a single person around. And that's just a fact of what happens. People might feel they need to choose between the couple, and they might not choose who you would like them to choose. Often people don't know how to handle a divorce, and they can find it threatening actually as well, because it might be just giving them the idea that what happens, how painful it can be if their own relationship might be going through a rocky period. So they feel it's threatening, it's too painful, they don't want to look at it, and they'd rather push it under the carpet and avoid it. So that can happen. Sometimes people don't want to be in the middle of a couple that are divorcing if they're friends with both of them. So they don't want to put themselves in that situation, and they might feel uncomfortable or feel that they might relay information from one to the other that isn't wanted, or all that stuff of feeling uncomfortable in being in the middle and having to be really careful about what they say and what they do, and not wanting to make anything worse. So as well, just being a single person in with a group of couples can feel threatening. And there is something called divorce contagion. And it is actually a very real thing, that studies have shown that being around a friend who is going through divorce can mean that people then start to question their own relationship, or maybe because things are being spoken about that haven't been spoken about before. So it can be a very real threat for people. So basically, friendships and how they change can be really complicated. And you may well feel betrayed by that, by the lack of support, and just at the point where you're really vulnerable and really need it. The upside is that you do find out who your true friends are. And they may be people who either are in a similar situation or have been in a similar situation, or just people who have that little bit more empathy and understanding and are able to see a bit more about what you're going through, rather than feeling their own responses. The upside is as well that really you don't want to be with people who aren't going to be empathetic, who aren't going to be able to uplift you, who aren't going to understand where you're coming from, and who don't support you. Because you deserve love and respect. If you start or continue to do that for yourself, then new friends will come in. This isn't news, but if you join groups, if you're open to new experiences, then you're going to be in situations where you meet new people. And it doesn't have to be skydiving or traveling the world. It can be simple things that you maybe haven't been able to do when you were married. You will get out and meet new people if you're open to new experiences. Or maybe it's a time as well to really kindle old friendships. maybe some that have fallen by the wayside while you were married and involved in different friendship groups yourself. I have one friend who had an amazing initiative. She popped her card through every door in her street and invited people to her house just for a neighbourly meetup. And it went really well. She had a few people turn up, and they had a wonderful evening sharing and getting to know people in their street that some of them had lived in the same street for years and didn't know each other. And it was an amazing boost of not only friendship, but also neighbourliness. So there are things that you can do that will move that situation on for you. As a friend of mine likes to say, you can't get out and have adventures and drive the car if the car is still in the garage. So it is possible to handle losing friends after divorce and find new friends that meet your new needs, uplift and support you, and that you can uplift and support in turn.